Hi Pisces, this is Sage Wisdom and I'm here to do your reading for February. This is February 2021. This is a general reading for the sun sign of Pisces. So you take what resonates and you leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. It's not your story. Maybe I get you next time. All right, so I'm gonna go over the overall energy, then I'm going to the situation, the energies around you, aspects of that, the challenges or what's testing situation, what happened if you overcome the challenge, then the outcome based on the current energies. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my prayer. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to read for the sun sign of Pisces in terms of love, career, finance, or whatever wants to come through is for the highest good. I'm calling in my spirit team, my ancestors, my spirit guides, the lady in the high councils, calling in all those spiritual entities as of the highest good. I'm calling in the energy of white light and love for protection. And I'm asking for messages only for the highest good, asking for a clear and accurate channel from God through me to the collective. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, Pisces. The overall energy you have is the I'm sorry card. And it's talking about feeling defenseless and trying to right past wrong. So it's like you're trying to correct the situation in the past that didn't go the way you intended it to go. So as you do this, it's like you're uprooting past hurt. So you're pulling out all the stuff that was buried deep within. And because you're in this energy, it makes you feel sensitive, like you're sensitive to criticism, or maybe sometimes you may feel attacked, like it's a personal attack. But Spirit is saying, just continue to look at this opportunity as a healing process, okay? So you get into the root of the problem and you're trying to understand things on a deeper level. And when you're trying to understand things on a deeper level, what you're really trying to understand is yourself and aspects of yourself, different parts of yourself, okay? So you pull in parts of yourself back together for healing so that you can elevate to a different level going forward, okay? So Spirit is saying to drop your defenses at this time and see things outside the box of right and wrong. Just try to look at the situation for what it is, be open and receptive to the experience as you heal, okay? Because it's truly a time of self-reflection. It's truly a time of healing for you, okay? Because right next to that, you have the self-reflection card. And that's saying that turn inwards to try to gently contemplate what it is that you want moving forward in your life, okay? The more you know about yourself, the more you're able to steer yourself in a better direction, okay? So be open to the development of new beliefs and new ways of being. So getting out of your old ways or your getting out of that trap mindset, you know what I'm saying? Stop holding yourself in a particular space. Move past your stubbornness and trying to just open up to a different emotional experience for yourself. But the only way you can do this is if you heal those past wounds that's not completely healed, which means you got to bring them up again. So you uproot them. So you let all this pain come up. So you may not feel so great right now, but you're taking this opportunity to review aspects of yourself that you rather not look at, but it's very important in order for you to heal from these things. Look at the shadow aspects of yourself so you can move on to the next phase in your life. Is what Spirit is saying. And but you're working and you're developing. You know what I'm saying? You're becoming something new. That's what Spirit is saying. Okay, so it's very important at this time to be constructive with what you hear, see, feel, or understand at this time as these emotions come up. Don't be restrictive. Don't restrict what this is. Be constructive, so you can constructively and objectively view what's coming up on an emotional level and address it that way. Okay, so they want you to give in to these feelings and not to give up on it. Don't say, I don't want to deal with this no more. I'm tired of this. This makes me feel some kind of way. No, and just push it back down. No, it's coming up for a reason. Let it come up. Let it be healed so you can let it go. Okay, so you can move on to the next aspect of your life. So accept it. Okay, accept what it is so you can move on. They're saying that because this energy that you've been in has been keeping you in this mindset of despair and is making you feel trapped. Okay, you're in like a mindset of despair and is making you feel trapped. So you're like all in your head. You're not feeling free. You're not feeling content in life. And it's specifically in terms of love or a choice that you have to make in terms of love. Okay, that's what Spirit is saying. Okay, they want you to come out of this energy of being trapped and feeling in despair is what they're saying, because they want you to move towards love. And the first step to moving towards love is loving yourself, which means every aspect of yourself, not just the parts that's noteworthy, the parts that's been a struggle for you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciating the struggle, appreciate what it is that you've been going through. Okay. Now, look at the situation here. Spirit is saying, no matter how difficult the situation is, it is possible to move past it and to move on to greener pastures. Okay, pray and ask God and your angels to help you, to comfort you at this time, and help you move through this time, so that you can move towards something that's a little bit more emotionally fulfilling going forward. Okay, is what they're saying, because a lot of you are wanting your 10 of Cups situation. You want this happily ever after, this emotionally content and stable situation in your life, but you're not getting that. So it's leading you to a lot of frustration. You're very frustrated, is what Spirit is saying. Okay. You need to put more work in the areas that's frustrating to you. Okay. So you'll be able to overcome this if you get on top of the problem. So don't restrict it. Don't push it down. Just recognize that this is part of the process that's going to lead you to your happily ever after. Okay. That's what Spirit is saying. All right. So what it is that you're seeking, you will find. You seeking this happily ever after, this good emotional content life, you will find that. But it's work to be done. You have to move past, I don't feel like dealing with this. It's too much. Let me just go back to how I was how I was. No, it's time for you to explore different aspects of yourself and to look outside the box, look outside how you normally do things in order to truly heal from this, because Spirit is saying you're going through a deep emotional healing right now and your heart is ready for this. And a lot of this has to do with past hurts that you never really fully dealt with, is what Spirit is saying. Okay. All right. So once you do this, you're going to be able to love again on a deeper level, but you have to do the work. You have to start nourishing yourself, putting energy and effort to aspects of yourself that needs to be healed at this time. Now, Spirit is saying they know that you guys are terrified about love. It was a connection that you were recently in that terrified you, because this was a divine connection. And let me tell you, the thing with divine connections is that sometimes they don't always work out where you end up with that person in this lifetime. Sometimes divine connections help you understand yourself on a deeper level, okay? Through the challenges that's presented within a relationship, if that makes sense. But what they're saying is, at this point, you know what I'm saying, maybe the love affair didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out. But at this point, Spirit is saying to rise above that and be open and look at what's here, what is taught you. Be open to the lessons that you learn as a result of the situation. So that requires strength and courage, because it is painful to lose out on a personal situation who you felt like it could have been more with, or that's painful, but just rise above it, recognize it for what it is, be open to the opportunities that's available to you, because what they're saying is a new opportunity that's coming towards you. You're evolving as a person. You're changing from that cocoon, out of that cocoon and into this butterfly. So you're going to the next phase in your life. So you're doing a lot of healing. You're healing yourself on a deep emotional level, so which means a lot of growth. After you come through this cocoon that you've been going through, the dark night of the soul, trying to work through these emotional issues, trying to understand things on a different level, you're gonna meet someone new, is what Spirit is saying. Okay, you're gonna get back out there, you're gonna start to date again, and you're gonna start this time when you date. You're going to be able to love unconditionally, because you're not going to have these restrictions on you from your past. And I'm saying, like, it's from the divine relationship, the divine connection that you had. But in actuality, it's from childhood issues that affected you. And this connection that you had with this person who you consider a soulmate or a twin flame, this person who you thought was the one, they just help you realize that you have some unhealed parts in yourself that need to be healed. They help to bring those parts up. So now when you get back out there, you're going to be more apt to really get to know somebody and letting that person get to know you and being open to what it is on a more deeper emotional level, which means you're capable of falling in love. You understand? You're not going to be feeling trapped no more, because this trap feeling had to do with you blocking yourself because you wasn't healed from some childhood situation. Your twin flame or the soulmate that came in, they were the one who brought that to your attention, if that makes sense. All right. So now, since they brought that to your attention, it's like you're coming out of this trapped feeling, or feel like you're not getting what you want, feel like, stuff not working out in your best interest. That's the Five of Pentacles. And you're willing now and able now to leap forward in your life and to move on to greener pastures and newer opportunities coming your way. Okay. So I got the World card and the Fool card. So taking that leap to go into this new phase, because you're becoming, you're in the process of being healed, because you're looking at those things that were stuffed down, things that you restricted, you didn't actually work through, but now you are, because this person triggered you and brought those things back up for you to work through, and now you have the courage to do it. So you're rising above those issues, you seeing it for what it is. Thank you, God, for the lesson, releasing it so you can move on. Okay. All right. So aspects of this. All right. So a lot of you are going back to school because you have the Eight of Pentacles, or you are taking some type of seminar to help better yourself. But just pay attention to all the little details, because I know you don't think it, but every little thing we do in life is significant, and it has some, is a part of the bigger plan, is what they're saying. So there's a new opportunity that's coming your way as a result of you doing the inner work that you're currently undergoing right now. Okay. You're moving past this like restrictive attitude about relationships, about life, about people, and you're becoming more balanced in your idea of things. So you're coming out of this mindset of being frustrated or being conflicted. You're having more clarity about where you want to go. That's the King of Swords, cutting through everything and getting clear on what you want. As a result of that, your emotions are beginning to balance out. Okay. So a new opportunity is coming your way as a result, because this inner work that you're doing. But Spirit wants you to remain positive. Continue to put the work in on yourself, whether that's, like you said, going back to school, or if it's taking a seminar, seeing a counselor, joining a support group, whatever the form it takes. They want you to refine yourself. So continue to look at these things that present themselves as obstacles to you, overcome them. And then and you'll start to see the things begin to work out as you face your fears head on. You deal with what's going on. Okay. But also they're saying they want you to start to communicate truthfully about what it is that you want. Okay. Be real open to being truthful about what it is you want at this point in your life. Okay. Because whatever it is that you said that you would never do, I think a lot of you have changed your mind. Like a song, don't say what you won't do. You be the first one. I can't think of the guy's name. He's an R&B singer. John B. Don't say what you won't do, because I feel like whatever you said that you wouldn't do in a relationship or in some type of situation, I think you would do now, is what Spirit is saying, now that you've healed. Okay. So your passion is going to start to come back. You're going to start to feel more stable in who you are, because you're feeling more complete, because you're looking at your whole self and you're recognizing all parts of you. Okay. Yep. All right. So let's look at the test of what's challenging the situation. All right. The challenge was that you have some lessons to learn about yourself and about love, and about being honest about what it is that you truly want. Okay. A lot of your issues came from your upbringing, your childhood, like how you were brought up, because you got the parenting and children card reversed, and this is in the challenging spot was testing the situation. It's something from your childhood that you wasn't looking at, and you didn't realize how it affected you on a emotional level in terms of relationships that you engaged in. Okay. And so it's like working through those issues. So even like maybe talking to a parent about, things that occurred in your childhood that you had questions about, or things that you want clarity on, you know what I'm saying? Or, just having that conversation with a parent about something that went on that maybe was unsettling for you, and it was in the back of your mind still there, and it played out in your life in different ways. Okay. That's the energy right here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you guys had a lot of hopes and plans and wishes in terms of love, or some of you are wanting to rebuild again with someone, is what they're saying. But the Spirit is saying just kind of take baby steps. Don't rush into any type of love situation with another person until you worked out the situation within yourself first. Okay. Because you got to love yourself first. You got to be true to yourself, what it is you want. And if you're not clear on all aspects of yourself, like for example, if you are If you know that, you suffer from anxiety or you suffer from depression, for example, that's like a reoccurring theme in your life. At certain points, it comes up, you know what I'm saying? But you're not openly wanting to admit that, or, you know what I'm saying? It happens, but you're not being truthful to yourself about that happening. And you rather blame it on situations and people, you know what I'm saying? They're saying identify your flaws or whatever you consider as weaknesses and start to embrace those things and love those things. Okay. That's what they're saying. Because if you can't embrace aspects of yourself that quote unquote you're not proud of, it's going to be hard for you to accept other people because nobody is perfect. So in loving somebody else, you're actually accepting their imperfections, if that makes sense. Okay. So love yourself fully before you start moving out to look to pull somebody else into love, is what they're saying. Okay. So right here, you have the 7 of Swords here, the Lover's card, and the Page of Wands. So it's talking about loving yourself fully before you start making any direct changes as far as like moving towards somebody else in love. Okay. Because you can't be fragmented. You can't be all over the place and not identify with yourself, and not sure why you said this, not sure why you did this, not sure why you feel this way, and then expect to have somebody else engage with you and understand you, and you don't even understand yourself. You see what I'm talking about? So you have to have a deeper understanding of self. You have to have that self-love. Be willing to look at the aspects of yourself that are not so flattering, and then loving those parts of yourself, because realizing you're human, and in being human, you're imperfect. If you expect somebody else to love you the way that you want them to, you have to love yourself that way first. Okay, that's the only way love is going to begin, by pulling yourself together, all aspects of you, healing from anything that those things that you didn't really want to accept. You know what I'm saying? But now you're realizing that you have to. That's what's going to bring everything back in and make you more aligned. That's what Spirit is saying. All right. Okay, let's look at aspects of this, Pisces. All right. So the aspect is you guys are moving in a new direction. Y'all elevating your level. Okay. So, and that's because you're putting an end to this painful cycle that you're in. And the way you put an end to a painful cycle is not by just, oh, I don't want to deal with this no more. That's not how you do it. It's by acknowledging, your part in everything, acknowledging your role, be willing to communicate your truth, be willing to have a deeper understanding of what this was, or even just to understand the lessons. Okay. So once you just acknowledge it, you know how they say in the AA, denial is like the thing that, pushes everything off. When you accept that you have a problem, or you accept what the situation is, you're able to heal from it. That's the first step. So it's like acceptance of what is. Then you can put the pain of the situation behind you, because you're no longer resisting it. You're no longer being restrictive, but you're being constructive and looking at your part in it, and you're understanding the lessons, Pisces. Okay. So now you can move away from this codependent energy that you were in, where you're looking at other people to fulfill those aspects of yourself that you couldn't fulfill within your own soul. You understand? So you looked outside of yourself to gain the parts to you that was not healed, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. Okay. So you're releasing this codependent energy where you feel like you need somebody else to complete you. No, you're complete within yourself, but you just have to work through some of these unhealed energies that was within and around you due to childhood issues. And we can't come up with, I'm sure if we did like a survey on 100 people, 90 of them are going to tell you that they have some kind of issue with the way their parent raised them, or how the parent handled this. This is how it's going to be, because we're all human. We all do the best we can, but we all have our own ideas of what we think works best for us. Okay. But as we become adult, we become more responsible for ourselves, and we don't necessarily put the blame on other people. You don't blame your parent because you don't have a job. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that anymore. When you're a kid, you blame your parent. Oh, mommy made me leave my shoes because she was rushing me. But when you're an adult, you know what I'm saying? You have to take personal responsibility for your own self, is what they're saying. So, and they feel like that's what you guys are doing. You're breaking free of this blame game, because you're looking outside of yourself for something to make you feel complete. You're releasing that now. You're releasing that codependent energy. Okay. This is the end to that cycle right now. And you're moving towards love. You're moving towards, it's like you're moving on past this energy. It's a lot of communication coming in. I feel like you guys are being more open in your communication with other people too. Okay. Because You breaking free of this illusion that you had yourself trapped in about the world or people, or or you just not being open and receptive to what situations were, which made you have a lack of self-confidence, which made you feel helpless. It's like you breaking free of that. So you're no longer afraid to take action. So now you're free to move towards whatever it is you want to move towards, including love. Okay? Yeah. And it's because you're taking action, you're being responsible for your own actions and your own ability to create the type of life you want, but in realizing that the way you create it is to right past wrongs. You know what I'm saying? Understand where the disconnect happened. And for a lot of you, I feel like the disconnect happened in your childhood based off some parenting situation. Okay? That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying, okay? So you're gaining a higher knowledge or a better understanding about the situation, because you dive in deeper, you dive into the situation more spiritually, from a feminine perspective. You always have the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The divine feminine has to do with your emotional state, your creativity, just the emotional side of you. The divine masculine has to do with action. And I feel like a lot of you were in your divine masculine energy where you just taking action and doing things, but you wasn't like taking the time to reflect on what had happened in the past and why you were doing certain things. So it's like you were in this automatic pilot mode for a long time, Pisces, and now you're starting to realize that the reason why this situation wasn't working out or that situation wasn't working out or why you don't feel happy is because you wasn't addressing these issues that were at your core. Okay? Issues that needed to be healed. Now you're more aware. You're more aware of your environment and the things around you, so you can move out of that energy that you were in of codependency more freely. Okay? All right. So let's look at the outcome based on the current situation. All right. So you guys have be true to you, be true to yourself. You have a lot of support and guidance around you at this time, as you continue to do this spiritual work, this introspection or this self-inventory, and try to gain a better understanding of yourself so you can love yourself more, so that you can receive more love. Okay? Because when you love yourself, you're putting that energy out in the universe that I love me, and now I'm open and receptive to love to come in towards me. Okay? If you don't love every aspect of yourself, don't expect Joe Blow out there to love you the way you want them to, and you don't love yourself that way. Okay? You set the example by loving you. All right? So as you do this, you're going to draw in new friends to your sphere. It's not an easy process, and I'm going to say this. A lot of you have having a lot of sleepless nights. You have a lot of anxiety. You've experienced a lot of anxiety. That's because you're uprooting those issues at your core that needs to be healed. Remember at the beginning? Look, see the roots at the bottom? It's like those are two people right there, and see the roots? It's like their true self at the bottom right there. So they're uprooting parts of themselves, and it's painful because you suppressed those parts of yourself for a long time. So now it's coming up. Okay? So you pray, you ask God, no matter how difficult this is, I want to get through this. Okay? Or you talk to your counselor and you say, this is what I've been thinking about. This is what's coming up. And they're going to give you some techniques on how to like handle this as it comes up. But it's all about inner strength. You're growing strong. And nobody said the road to what it is you want, the road to love is going to be easy. This is why we came here on earth, to learn things on a human level. You know what I'm saying? Our spiritual selves already know love. Our spiritual selves already know the truth in the situation. But our human selves have some lessons to learn. And that's why you're here. So nourish yourself. Continue to have the strength and the courage to move past this anxiety, this energy of anxiety that you're experiencing, because it's really just a healing process that you're going through, is what Spirit is saying. Okay? So continue to be true to you. Know that you're very supported. Your angels and spirit guides are around. If you need to seek out additional help by a therapist or counselor, please do that. Okay? But remain optimistic about what it is that you want. And it's going to be a new and exciting situation coming towards you, but it's not going to happen as quickly as you want, because you're still working on you at this time. So just take your time, but know that you will have success in whatever it is that you're seeking out to accomplish at this time. Okay? But you got to work on your solar plexus, which is the root, sacral, solar. I think the third one up. Yes, the third one up. This one's reverse, is because this is where your happiness comes from. This is where your contentment, your peace of mind, emotional stability. That's what you need to work on. What makes me happy? What makes me content? What makes me feel at peace? Okay? And don't obsess with love. Just release love. What's that saying? That boomerang saying about love? What I'm saying? If you let it go and it come back to you, it was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So don't be so restrictive with what it is that you want. Give in to love. Accept what is. You know what I'm saying? Let go with the flow. Let things happen the way they happen, is what Spirit is saying. All right. So let's get some advice cards for you, Pisces. And this is a general reading. If you feel like this reading resonated, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment. If you want something more personalized, email me at chantelharris30@gmail.com or go to my website, www.sagewisdom.slharris.com. Oh, wrong card in here. Look at that. Wrong card. All right. Give me some advice cards for Pisces in terms of this reading. Okay, 2 came out. The first one is prosperity, and it says, focus on the positive and more good will come. Give thanks for blessings and they will multiply. Prosperity begins in the mind. Okay, so that's the first card you have. There's your advice at the end. The second one is anticipation. Something wonderful is happening. Change is in the air. Open yourself to blessings because they're on their way. Look at that. So you got prosperity is coming. So just anticipate that things will work out the way it's supposed to work out. But give thanks for what is and what in the process of what you're going through. It may not feel as comfortable, as great right now, but it will work out in the end, okay? Because you're just putting the work in at this time. That's what Spirit is saying. All right. Oh, and at the bottom of this deck is love. And let me read this to you. We got the love card here, so you will receive the love that you're seeking. So it says, listen to your heart, embrace what makes you happy. There are 1 million reasons to love. Isn't that nice? All right, so that's what I have for you, Pisces. I'm sending you tons of light and love. I hope this helped you in some way. Share this video if you feel like it'll benefit someone else, and subscribe to my channel if you feel like you want to receive regular notifications, okay? Light and love. Until next time, bye.